will be overloading you with scriptorial text this morning because my desire is not to make a lot of noise, but to make a lot of sense. But you can meet me, if you will, you can meet me in the book of James chapter 2 verse number 20 and remain standing for the opening text, but you don't have to stand for all the word that you will consume on today. For the opening text you can meet me in will be James chapter 2 verse number 20. And while we're getting to James chapter 2 verse 20, let me give you the reference of 2018 opening message, opening series. It is entitled Increased Growth. We are declaring the year of 2018 to be the year of increased growth. I am touching and agreeing with you and your family that we will walk under a prophetic word, a prophetic outpouring of increased growth in every area of your life. As we continue to grow this ministry, as we continue to grow the greenhouse, as we continue to grow every section and every ministry, as we continue to grow financially, as we continue to do great things for the Lord at the greenhouse, we don't want the blessings to stay at the greenhouse, but we are touching and agreeing with you that in the year of 2018, the cry in this house will also go out in your house.
Amen.
Watch this, listen to this. Put on your seatbelt, hold on real tight, because I know how to cheer you up. I know how to motivate you, stimulate you, and pump you up, but I also have to be a responsible coach, a responsible pastor, and make sure you understand all the shouting in the world won't do you an iota of good if you don't follow the playbook.
Amen.
Watch this. Hold on. We have a part to play in our outcome. Deacon Jones would say no more excuses. Get this. You, we, I must choose to grow, increase, progress, excel. If you're millennial, boss up, ball out, swag out of control. But you have to choose.
Amen.
So if you're going to choose, two opening questions you must ask yourself. Am I willing to go all in for my legacy?
Yeah.
Am I willing to go all in for my legacy? Or am I waiting on somebody else to do it for me so I will have an excuse all my life? Question number 2, am I ready to take full responsibility for my status?
My God.
Can't blame mama. Can't blame daddy. Can't blame the color of my skin or the gender I was born in. Am I willing in 2018 to take full responsibility for my status? Because I promise you, somebody with my same hand won with it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You're in James 2, verse 20. I'm going to read from the Message Bible. It really inspired me on this week of study. The Message Bible, James chapter 2, verse 19 and 20. You may be seated at the conclusion of the reading of God's word. Do I hear you professing to believe in the one and only God, but then observe you complacently sitting back as if you have done something wonderful? Oh, that's just great. Demons do that. But what good does it do them? Use your heads. Do you suppose for a minute you can cut faith and works in two and not end up with a corpse on your hands? Take your seats and let's have a conversation. Faith without works is dead. And too long we've been mesmerized in the seats of the church, claiming to have faith, but really we're operating in superstition and hocus pocus.
Come on. All right.
Because faith requires work. My faith will push me into my work.
Yes. Yes.
And if I'm not willing to operate in both faith and works at the same time, it's as if I'm cutting my body in half. And if you saw your body in half, you will die, you will bleed, and you will stink. And many of your situations and circumstances are bleeding, dying, and stinking because you're saying you have faith, but you have no works. So now you create a dead situation.
My God.
Some things that you are saying and praying for God to restore, maybe you should be praying for God to replace.
Amen.
Hey.
I must have faith. Because without faith, I'm dead. Without works, I'm dead. I need both. Not just coming to church saying I have faith, but I need my work to exemplify my level of faith.
Amen.
I need to work as hard as my faith is, because I'll never outwork my faith. Oh, you missed that.
Lord Jesus.
I need to work as hard as my faith is, but I'll never outwork my faith.
Yeah. Right.
Number 2, according to James 9:4-5, I must work while it is day. That simply means I got to work while I'm alive. Because when night comes, that's death. And to make it even more crystal clear, I must work the works of him who sent me. God sent me. I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. That means not only while I'm alive, but while I'm alive, well and healthy. While I'm strong. While I'm capable. While I have the ability to do the work. I gotta do it now. I can't wait till I can't move to try to move. I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. In other words, Jesus is saying it's time to have a sense of urgency about the things of the kingdom. And if you have a sense of urgency and you're working, then God will empower and breathe on your work, and you will find not just success, but great success. Let's work the works of him who sent me. Check who sent you.
Wow.
Check who sent you.
Yeah.
Check who sent you. It's only 2 sources.
All right.
Either God sent you or Satan sent you.
Amen.
And don't be alarmed. There are people in your camp that were sent by Satan
Lord Jesus. Right.
to distract you, trip you up, and cause you to become complacent. To go to battle with them so you won't battle the real enemy.
Yeah.
It's really is what I call my excuse eliminator. Look at Matthew 9:29. Matthew 9:29. Watch this. This is what I call an excuse eliminator. I like the way that sounds. Say that with me. Excuse eliminator. Now look at your neighbor and say, excuse eliminator. Jesus says in Matthew 9:29, he touched their eyes. They had a vision problem. Most of our problems are simply vision problems.
Yeah.
Not seeing things the way God sees them. He touched their eyes and said, according to your faith, let it be done to you. Unless Jesus is a liar, it's going to hurt somebody's sensitivity feelings. Unless Jesus is a liar, your current plight is not based on God. Your current plight is based on what you believe about God.
Yeah. That's right.
Because he said, according to your faith. So if you are messed up from the floor up, it has nothing to do with God's inability to bless you, increase you, and prosper you. It's all about your vision, the way you see God, the way you handle God, the way you deal with God, according to your faith. Not your mama's faith, not your daddy's faith, not your pastor's faith, but according to your faith. I'll just eliminate it as an excuse for you to fail.
Preach that.
A lack of faith will limit the manifestation of Jesus. So you're, in essence, you are a shot caller because your lack of faith stops Jesus from beating Jesus.
Come on.
Man.
Okay. Who that preacher? He's out of black. How can we stop Jesus? He walked on water. He turned water to wine. Jesus raised the dead. Yes, he did all that in a faith-filled environment.
Yes, he did.
But look what happens when the environment does not have faith. Look at Matthew chapter 13. Look at Matthew chapter 13, verse 57. Matthew chapter 13, verse 57. I thank God for the ministry of music who gave me a chance to shout, because my concern is not to get you to shout. My concern is to get you to increase.
Come on.
Amen.
I love you enough not to entertain you, but to empower you. To get you out of that pit. Out of that pitiful situation, to get you out of that generational curse, to get you out of that addictive spirit, to get you out of that depression, to get you out of that madness and sadness. This is the year your pastor will love you to your full growth. Matthew chapter 13, look at verse 57 and 58. I'm reading from the New Living Translation of the Bible. And they were deeply offended and refused to believe in him being Jesus. Then Jesus told them, a prophet is honored everywhere except in his own hometown and among his own family. Look at verse 58. And so he did only. It breaks my heart to see the word Jesus and only in the same sentence. So he did only a few miracles because of their unbelief.
Amen.
Jesus rode in town among his people, ready to do some great things in the midst of them. He was excited. He done all these miracles all across the town. He had all these revivals, hidden revivals, and folks got healed and saved and set free. He was going back home to bless his people, to bless his homeboys. He was getting ready to throw a class reunion and bless all his classmates, bless all the people in his neighborhood. Jesus was ready to really turn things upside down and empower and inspire his people with greatness. He said in John 10:10, point B, I have come that you may have life, have it to the full and abundant life, life overflowing. He said, I'll meet all your needs. I'll heal the sick. I'll take care of you. I love you unconditionally. I'm going to die for you. And he get with them, and their lack of faith stops him from doing what he desired to do. So if broke right now, you broke right now because your lack of faith shut up the vault that God wanted to open up for you. If you're mad, sad, and depressed because your lack of faith put a shield over heaven and an open heaven shut up so all your stuff dropped in the net somewhere in Scripture.
It's in the word.
And before I can get it to you, I have to look in the cracked mirror first.
Amen.
Come on, man of God.
You on it, man. Come on.
I want to look at 3 men real quickly and walk you through their process. I call these 3 men the hard way. 3 the hard way. Adam,
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
Abram.
Yes.
Not Abraham, but Abram. The early stage. Same guy, but a metamorphosis took place when he became Abram. I want to show you the Abram stage.
Yeah.
Because most of us spend more time in the Abram stage than the Abraham stage.
Come on.
Preach, Pastor.
I call these the 3 hard way because they really didn't have a lot of guidance, influence. They had to figure this God thing out on their own. Again, excuse eliminated, because if they can figure the God thing out on their own without having a big cheering squad, then it eliminates the excuse and, well, I don't have nobody to teach me, coach me, because God will always position you in an environment to grow you if you receive it, if your faith can grab hold to it.
Yeah.
We have the privilege of having the life of Jesus.
Amen.
That's why we're Christians, Christ-like.
Amen.
Yeah.
Adam didn't have a Christ-like experience. Noah didn't experience Jesus. Abram didn't have the privilege of seeing him operate like you and I do. So the first thing I want you to look at is living life by faith.
All right.
Because nothing that I say will matter in your life if you're not living your life by faith. It won't make sense.
All right.
Amen.
Once a week, I take my lesson and I translate the words into different languages that I'm not familiar with, just to hear the accent and the sound of what I'm saying in a different voice. I translate it into Spanish and French and Greek and Hebrew every week so I can hear a different dialect of what I'm saying. And I don't understand what they're saying, but I know what they're saying, but I don't understand what they're saying. And that's how church has become for many.
My God.
Preach, Pastor.
Jesus.
All right.
I know what he said made me feel good, but it hasn't made me live good yet.
My God. Come on, teach this morning, man of God.
Number one, living life by faith. That's the thing I need to get going. To get going. When I look around and say, I don't really like where I'm at. So I got to operate enough faith to get going, to start.
Yes, yes.
Number two, and we'll break these down in detail in just a second. Number two, living life with structure. This is not a racial statement, this is a realistic statement. Our culture struggles living with structure.
Amen.
Right. Right.
We say that's acting like them.
Right. Right.
Without realizing we have been set up to give them the rights to win
Right.
and to be the boss.
All right.
When you live a life in structure, it positions you to win,
Amen.
to excel.
Amen.
Right.
Outside of structure, you had the whim of someone else.
Yeah.
God.
And finally, we will look at this morning living life on purpose. Because it gives you a reason to keep going. So I promise you, no matter how much faith you have, how much structure you have, every now and then, Hurricane Harvey show up.
Yeah.
Unexpected things pop up. People would die, walk out on you, turn on you. Your job may fire you. Your loved one may stop loving you. But your purpose keeps you going.
Yes.
Amen.
No matter what you have to go through, your purpose keeps you going.
Amen.
So I must live by faith, live with structure, and live a life on purpose. Hebrews 11:6. Let's get this. Hebrews 11:6. Faith pleases God.
Amen.
Faith pleases God. So I must live my life by faith because faith pleases God. Watch this. Adam, the first man. Somebody say first man.
First man.
Adam, the first man, had to trust God 100%. There were no other shortcuts, no other avenues, no other sources. Adam had to trust God 100% with directions, transportation, and manifestation. Adam had to wait on God to give him directions, and then he gave him a means of transportation, which means to take him from point A to point Z, and then manifest what he said was going to happen.
Yeah.
And watch this. Everything for Adam was a first-time experience.
Come on, Pastor.
He didn't have a daddy, the natural realm. He didn't have a coach, didn't have a mentor, didn't have a seminary, didn't have a school, didn't have a family. Everything with Adam was a first-time experience.
Come on, first time.
I'm taking you somewhere. Watch this. If everything with Adam was a first-time experience, yet God gave Adam assignment, and God will never give us more than we can handle, what God is saying is, stop using your lack of experience as an excuse for you to sit still.
That's good.
Write this in your notes, tweet this, text this, Instagram this, put this everywhere. When you are connected and in tune with God, when you are connected and in tune with God, your covenant connection connects you and covers your lack of experience. Let me say it one more time, because you got to get this in your spirit and run with it. When you are connected and in tune with God, your covenant connection covers your lack of experience. That's why Adam could do well with no experience. He was with God all the time, walking worshiping with God, interceding with God. He had a personal relationship with God that qualified him to do the things of God, trying to keep us in God's hand. Adam did well as long as he stayed connected with his Creator.
Amen.
Catch that. As long as Adam stayed connected with his Creator, he did well. God had a parade, and all the animals marched before Adam. What's that, Adam? Adam said, dog, cat, horse, mule, alligator, octopus, lion, whatever Adam called it, that's what it was.
Amen.
Can you imagine that kind of power? You spend so much time with God that whatever you say it is, that's what it is. I gotta get back in his face.
Come on.
If you want this year of 2018 to be the best year of your life, maybe get out some other folks' face and get in God's face.
That's right.
I'm not trying to be a party pooper, but are you really balling out? Are you really having fun? Are you really enjoying the consequences of that decision you're making every Friday, Saturday night?
Come on.
Noah had to start where he was.
Yes.
He lived in a very corrupt generation.
Amen.
Everybody was going crazy.
Yes.
Men were lusting after other men.
Right.
My God.
Right.
Women were exchanging their bodies for jewelry.
Come on.
Everything was for sale. No moral structure.
Lord Jesus.
But Noah had to start where he was.
Jesus.
And he had to trust God for a support system. God comes to Noah in this corrupt world and says, build an ark because he's getting ready to flood. Noah said, God, I trust you, but what's an ark? What's a flood?
Yeah.
He had to depend on God to surround him with a support system to assist him and encourage him. So that lets me know every now and then a real big God assignment, you have to start where you are and trust God to send your help.
That's right.
Because if God sent you, he will send the help to help you. That's why he told Adam, I'm going to send you a helpmate.
Amen.
Y'all do know God told Adam, take a nap. He went to sleep single. Watch this aspect. He went to sleep single, rocked the whole world. Woke up with a wife
That's right.
that he had to touch and agree with.
Preach, man. Preach.
Can you imagine how easy it was when Adam just woke up and said, horse thou count? The next day he wakes up, she said, well, you sure?
All right. Yeah. Stop. Yeah.
I'm just reading the Bible, y'all. I'm just reading the Bible. Let's get back to Noah. Noah had to trust God for a support system. And watch this. Somebody get this. Somebody really need this morning. Noah kept going when it appeared nothing was happening.
Yeah.
That's good.
He had to keep hammering. He had to keep hammering. He had to keep hammering. He had to keep hammering.
Come on.
Had to keep cutting down lumber.
Come on.
Had to keep pulling the tools when there was no sufficient amount of help. And it looked like nothing was happening. But he had to keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
See, somebody walked in this morning on this first Saturday 2018 because 17 almost took you out. You're on the verge of throwing in the towel.
Come on. Keep going.
Quitting and giving up. Because you're saying, I gave the money in church and I'm still broke.
Right.
I went a few Sundays in 17, I still got flooded out. And when it looked like nothing was happening, somebody gave up.
Right.
And somebody in here right now just came hoping I would say something to stop them from giving up. But I want you to know right now, if that's you, Noah kept going when it appeared nothing was happening. Noah kept going, and Noah's consistent commitment I can pray one prayer over this ministry to change the whole dynamics of this ministry, which will change the whole dynamics of this community, in this city, in this country, in this world, if we can become more consistently committed. Because if we are more consistently committed, there's nothing we cannot do under the influence of the Holy Ghost. God will give us the desires of our heart if we stay consistently committed. You can't be wavering in and out, hot and cold. You can't be this and that at the same time. Make your mind up. In 2018, if I don't change anything else about myself, I will become more consistently committed to the progress and growth of my own life. You can hate my guts, but just be committed and consistent. For your own self-improvement. Because Noah's consistent commitment saved him. Because when the flood did come, and the flood will come, y'all. That wasn't the last hurricane. And then Abram, watch this. Abram, I'm almost done. Abram had to walk by faith out of a heathen community. Somewhat similar to what Noah had to experience. Abram didn't come from a saved family of bishops, pastors, and intercessors, holy women. He didn't come out of that. Everybody was jacked up. And God says, hey, I chose you. And I want you to go. And I'm going to give you very little instructions. We give very little information, but I want you to have enough faith to go. You can check it out in Genesis 12 and 1 and 2. He said, I'm calling you to go, and I'll give you information as you go. I'm calling you to do something, but I'm going to give you bits and pieces. But I'll give you the big picture. It'll scare you. It'll choke you. So we'll give you bits and pieces. Just trust me along the way.
Can you trust me? Come on, man of God.
Watch this, get this. Because everyone has a significant point in their life that I want you to get in your life. Abram had to choose God over everything and everybody every day. Okay, you missed that. Abram had to wake up every morning and choose God over everybody and everything else daily. And those around him, this is during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. If you're not familiar with Sodom and Gomorrah, it's New Orleans Mardi Gras time. It's Las Vegas NBA visit weekend multiplied by 1 zillion. It's off the chizzy. And Abram had to wake up every morning and say, I reject that and choose God.
That's right.
When everybody around him was saying what happens in Sodom and Gomorrah stays in Sodom and Gomorrah.
I choose you, God.
There are no cameras when you walk in. Yeah, turn your cameras off, y'all. But he had to wake up and say, no, I choose God.
I choose God.
And while he was doing this, it was taking God a long time to move. He was making an ultimate sacrifice daily. And God was taking years to move. That just blessed somebody else in their spirit. Abraham had to wait in faith a long time. Watching others get what God told him belonged to him. Ooh, I just missed that. He had to choose God daily and then watch others get what God had promised him before God gave it to him. Yet, he had to stay in faith. But over time, everything God promised Abram became his reality. Short right there. Over time, everything God promised Abram became his reality. Now I need you to grab that out of the atmosphere, receive. Say, I receive it. Now shout over it. Yes. And living like with structure. All three of these men had a structured lifestyle during their season of success. They spent private time with God, getting revelation from God, that showed up in their public success.
Good, Decker.
Yeah.
Hold on again. Please leave being a public success but a private failure in 2017. Stop worrying about what folks think about you, impressing folks, and you struggling and dying at home. We spend so much time trying to impress people, we spend very little time trying to impart from God.
Yes, Lord.
Lord Jesus.
I'm sick and tired of seeing church look like public success and private failure.
Come on.
Structure keeps you in tune with the things of God.
All right, yeah.
And notice all of these men had other people depending on them. Too much giving.
What you require?
Watch this. When Adam let the devil take his place, the devil started leading and talking. Adam's lack of structure cost him the right to the garden.
Right.
And he wasn't only kicked out, his wife and future family was messed up because he got out of structure. When a man gets out of structure, he messes up the generations behind him.
Amen.
It's not just about you and your feelings and your ego. Don't want to hear nobody no midlife crisis. Stay in structure so your generational seed can stay blessed. You wilding out, you giving the devil lead over your seed.
Jesus.
Noah got drunk, y'all. And his lack of structure caused division among his sons, creating generations of battles.
My God. My God.
He had 3 sons, 2 wanted to cover him, 1 wanted to expose him, so division came.
Jesus.
Wherever there's a lack of structure, division will always creep its way in.
Yeah, all right.
Division is birthed out of a lack of structure.
Teach, Pastor.
That's why you see so much mess and chaos when there's no structure. Because that's how mess is birthed, out of a lack of structure. So if your family's always going in and out, this and that, if the ministry that you're in is always going in and out, check the structure. Have any of you ever heard of the phrase the have and have-nots?
Yeah.
That was originated in Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Because when his sons started feuding, they caused division, and one of them became cursed. The have-nots. So now generations later, that's why racism and prejudice, and that's why people think they're better than other people, because Noah got drunk and messed all of us up.
Yeah.
Because before the end, we were all on one accord, walking in the ark, providing and waiting for God to give us a dry land to walk on. But we came out the dry land divided. And the enemy has been using the spirit of division to conquer us. That's why divorce is so high. If I can mess the family up, I can mess the children up. That's why there's so much mess in the kingdom. If I can make this church fight that church and this family fight that family, because together they're strong enough to kick the devil's butt.
Amen.
But because of a lack of structure, Abram lied about his wife being his sister. He ran out of town. He also took Lot with him when God said don't take Lot. And Sister Bennett, God stopped talking to Abram until he got back in structure. Lack of structure creates noise that silences the voice of God. Because when there's no structure, the 10 who said we can't sound louder than the 2 who say we can't.
Lord Jesus.
Get this in your spirit. Lack of structure will cause you some L's. For those over a certain age, L's mean losses.
Right.
Lack of structure will cause you some L's. So we must live life in faith, with purpose, with structure, and on purpose, as I get ready to wrap this up. Living life on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. On purpose.
Adam's purpose was clear.
Yeah, on purpose.
God said, I've created you in my image to oversee the world, dominate the world, and represent God.
Yeah.
Somebody else say, I received that. I was created. I came out of mother's womb to represent God well to oversee and to dominate this world because I represent God. That's not an arrogant statement, that's a godly statement. And in 2018, you got to make your mind up. I'm going to dominate poverty. I'm going to dominate welfare. I'm going to dominate sickness. I'm going to dominate addiction. I'm going to dominate racism. I'm going to dominate all the junk that plagues my family and my community. I was created with the purpose of overseeing and dominating.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
Noah's purpose was to build an ark,
Yes, Lord.
to build something
Jesus. Yes, Lord.
that will save somebody.
Yes.
This Greenhouse International Church
No, we.
was built and established to provide a safe haven to save folks.
Yes, Lord.
Noah's purpose was not to build a casino, was not to build a liquor store, was not to build a grocery store. His purpose was to build an ark to save the people. Have you found your purpose? And when everybody is saying you can't, have you made your mind up? My purpose is bigger than my I can't. What's wrong with Noah? Crazy man, hammering all night, but he knew his purpose. Wife, do you know your purpose? Husband, do you know your purpose? Son, do you know your purpose? Daughter, do you know your purpose? Businessman, businesswoman, do you know your purpose? Millennials, do you know your purpose? Abram's purpose was to become the father of faith, to lead a generation to a higher level with God. There must be an anointing in his house where mature men and women will say, my purpose is to lead a generation to a higher level with God. And no matter how much noise is around me, I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused on being a father or a mother of faith. I'm going to let the bling bling, I'm going to let the noise, I'm going to let this and that sidetrack me. My purpose is to go forward and carry as many folks as possible with me to the promised land. And if for some reason God declares E.A. Deckard won't make it to the promised land, my purpose is to build a road where others can come behind me and get to the promised land. We were all born on purpose. Don't let anybody tell you we're accidentally born. It takes too much God stuff for you to get here. Ain't no accident. You were born on purpose, with a purpose. Adam, Noah, Abram, their legacy of success or lack of success can be debated. Because you do know we like to debate other folks' story. We want to grace our story. We want to debate other people's story. But their life in totality, we can gain valuable insight on how to live a life worth living. As I get ready to leave you, anybody here want to live a life worth living? If you want to live a life worth living, you got to get in purpose. Live by faith and live with structure. The grave is full of untapped potential. The grave is full of could have been, should have been. But this year of 2018, as I get ready to leave you alone, you need to reset your mind. Reset your mind. Reset your mind. Reset your mind. I was on my way to an appointment on Friday night. I was leaving the church. I put the address in my GPS system. The place was right down the street on the Beltway, 1 or 2 exits away. I could have ran there in 10 minutes alone. GPS said 21 minutes away. I said, no, this can't be right. It's just right around the rock. It can't be right. Let me recalculate this thing. Let me reset this thing. And I'm determined if you want success in 2018, it's time you reset your mindset. You're not depressed. You're not broke. You're not sick. You're not lonely. You're not half in. You're not less than. Reset your mind. You're getting ready to go somewhere. And if other folks tell you where you're going, you can't get there. Reset your mind. Number 2, start where you are right now. Stop waiting for the big boom theory. Stop waiting on somebody to push you. You gotta get up right now. For a matter of fact, I dare you to get up right now wherever you are and make your mind up. I'm gonna reset my mind right here in this seat. I'm gonna reset my mind. I'm gonna start right where I am. I'm gonna start like Adam where I am. I'm gonna start like Noah where I am. I'm gonna start like Abram where I am. And ain't no devil in hell gonna talk me out of my greatness. Ain't no devil in hell gonna steal my legacy. My children's children shall be blessed. My unborn children's children shall be blessed. Everything I'm touching in 2018 has to grow, has to mature, has to prosper, has to excel, has to increase. I've made my mind up. 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 I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. Ain't no devil. Can't no sickness. Can't no distraction. Can't no enemy. Can't no warfare. Stop the move of God. Start where you are. Get in faith and let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get your family. Get your mind. Get your money. Get your body. Get your mouth. Get your ears. Get your eyes. And let's go. Let's win. 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 Yeah. I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus.